Do you ever get the feeling your cat actually hates you? Most owners just shrug and say cats are weird, but there is a hidden language playing out right in front of you, and your cat has been sending you very clear signals this whole time. In this video, we reveal the 10 things cats only do to people they truly despise. And number one is so subtle, so quiet, and so consistent that most people never even realize it is happening to them. If that sounds wild, hit like and subscribe so you never miss the real story behind cat behavior. Now, let's count them down. Number 10. The slow blink. Withheld. You probably already know that a slow blink from a cat is basically a kitty, I love you. But here's the part most people miss. When a cat locks eyes with a specific person and refuses to blink at all, that is not just a neutral stare. That is a deliberate cold shoulder delivered straight to someone's face. Researchers call this a hard stare, and in cat body language, it signals distrust or a low-level threat display aimed at that specific target. If your cat slow blinks freely at everyone else but freezes you out with an unblinking stare, you have officially been socially frozen out. Your best move is to try offering the slow blink first, because some cats will eventually mirror it back once they feel safe enough. Number 9. The exposed belly trap. Here is something that has tricked almost every cat owner at least once. A cat rolls onto its back, belly up, looking absolutely adorable, and your hand reaches out on instinct. Big mistake, if that cat does not actually like you. For cats, showing the belly around people they trust is a genuine sign of comfort and vulnerability. But when a cat does it around someone it dislikes, the belly becomes bait. And the moment that person reaches in, the claws come out in a full wrap and bite response that animal behaviorists call the belly trap reflex. You can actually tell the difference before you reach in. Because a relaxed, trusting cat will have loose, wiggly body language, while a cat setting the trap tends to hold its body slightly tense with eyes still tracking you. If you notice that stiffness, consider it a tiny neon warning sign and keep your hand to yourself. Number 8. Butt presented, face away. It sounds bizarre, but getting a cat's tail end pointed in your direction is actually one of the nicest things a cat can do for you. When cats feel safe and bonded with someone, they turn their backs as a sign of complete trust. So when a cat consistently faces away from one specific person, body angled, face averted, every single time, that person has been quietly and firmly rejected. A 2020 study published in the journal Animal Cognition found that cats actively use body orientation to communicate social preference, choosing to face toward individuals they are comfortable with and away from those they are not. The face away move is especially telling because it is so calm and so consistent. No hissing, no drama, just a tail where a face should be. Number 7. Knocking belongings over on purpose. Most people laugh this one off as classic cat chaos. But when a cat makes direct, sustained eye contact with one particular person and then slowly, deliberately pushes that person's stuff off a surface, something very different is happening. That is a dominance display, and it is targeted. Cats have been shown in behavioral studies to understand cause and effect, meaning they know the object is going to fall, and they know you are going to react. So when your cat does this specifically to one person's items while leaving everyone else's things alone, that is not mischief. That is a calculated power move dressed up as an accident. Number 6. The hiss and retreat combo. A single hiss does not always mean hate. Cats hiss when they are startled, scared, or overwhelmed by almost anything. But the hiss and retreat combo is a whole different story. When a cat hisses and then immediately retreats specifically every time one particular person walks into a room. That pattern is deeply personal. A study from the University of Lincoln found that cats form specific emotional associations with individual humans, meaning they can link a particular person's presence to a feeling of threat and respond to that person consistently differently from everyone else. That emotional file is not easy to change, but slow, calm, and non-threatening interactions over time can eventually soften it. Number 5. Blocking and ignoring mid-interaction. Imagine petting a cat, thinking everything is going great, and then it just turns its back on you mid-session and stares at the wall. Rude. Yes, but also very intentional. When a cat abruptly shifts its body away or simply walks off during a petting session with a specific person, it is not distracted. It is done with you. This move is called a cutoff signal in animal behavior, and it is a cat's way of ending a social interaction on its own terms. The key detail here is specificity. If your cat does this consistently with one person, but happily melts into a purring puddle for others, that person is getting a deliberate social snub every single time. Pay attention to where the cat positions itself after it walks away, because if it settles nearby, it might just need a breather. But if it leaves the room entirely, that tells you a lot more. Number 4. Spraying near someone's belongings. Spraying is already not a fun topic, but this version of it is especially pointed. When a cat's spraying is aimed consistently at one specific person's jacket, bag, or shoes, it stops being a general territorial thing and becomes a very clear message. Your cat is essentially saying, this object and the person attached to it do not belong in my space. What makes this so telling is the consistency. A cat that zeroes in on one person's belongings has made a very deliberate social judgment. If this is happening in your home, slow reintroduction and positive associations is genuinely the most effective fix. Number 3. The low growl warning. Cats do not growl casually. Growling is a sound reserved for rivals and serious threats. So when a domestic cat directs it specifically at one familiar person and nobody else, that person has been permanently placed in the threat category. Not the mail carrier, not strangers, just one specific human who lives in or regularly visits the home. That is a significant social demotion for someone who is just trying to grab a snack from the kitchen. The low growl almost always comes before an escalation, so giving the cat space and letting it set the pace of any interaction is the smartest move anyone in that situation can make. Number 2. Ambush attacks. From hiding, playful pouncing looks a certain way. There is a wiggling butt, wide, excited eyes, and usually way too much warning before the launch. What you are watching for here is something completely different. Silent, unprovoked attacks launched from a hiding spot, aimed repeatedly at the same person, are not play. According to a study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior, repeated targeted ambush behavior toward a specific individual is classified as predatory aggression, a stress response directly linked to a specific trigger, in this case, a specific person. If someone in your home is getting consistently ambushed, it is genuinely worth consulting a vet or animal behaviorist, because this level of targeted aggression usually signals something deeper. Number 1, leaving every room. They enter, no hissing, no growling, no drama. Just a cat that quietly gets up and leaves every single time one specific person walks in. Ethologists who study animal social behavior describe this as active avoidance, and it is one of the clearest indicators of a genuine negative social preference. The person simply existing in the room is enough for the cat to decide it would rather be somewhere else. If you notice this pattern, forcing interaction only deepens the association between that person and discomfort. So respecting the cat's need for distance is actually the first real step toward changing it. Now you know the quiet, calculated ways a cat tells someone they are not welcome. But knowing what cat hate looks like makes the flip side, cat love, even more fascinating and worth understanding. So head straight to our next video, where we lay out every sign that your cat has decided you are their person. Watch it, and you will never second-guess your cat's feelings again.